And we're live here at the FWO Studios. We got with me today Playboy Stevie V.
How's it going? Looks like we're going to have a new format, which, because we have split brand pay per views, we're going to have to talk about split brands and leave the other brand alone. And hopefully, they'll do that in the actual WWE to make it more exciting.
They really should. That's how. That's how it should be.
That's how you make up legendary matches. Like everybody would want to see, like back in my day, Ric Flair and Hogan. I mean, if WWE brought Flair in and him and Hogan had a bunch of matches, it wouldn't be as legendary as it was back in my day when Ric Flair was in one federation and they never crossed over, and Hogan was in the other one.
I just feel like they shouldn't even talk about it. They shouldn't show highlights. It should be nothing like that
Nothing.
on Raw or SmackDown.
They should be two separate entities. And I mean, if WWE was smart, and they obviously are. But I mean, if I was running WWE or whatever, I would actually have WWE basically name those shows, Raw and SmackDown, make it not even be WWE at all. Make their own names up. They can make little federations under one big umbrella.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool, but never gonna happen.
I'm just so as soon as the brand split happened, and then they immediately went to having a person from Raw fighting a person from SmackDown,
Yeah.
like immediately.
Yeah, no.
It was a little bit ridiculous.
I mean, if I was McMahon right now, where I ran, World Wrestling Federation Entertainment now.
That's one. That's one. You get one strike. 3 strikes, you are out of here
For what?
for saying the F word.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, WWE should have SmackDown as like their own entity and never cross over. Nobody goes. They have their own announcers, their own everything. No one crosses over. Um, Raw, NXT, and I don't know. They might even been able to get away with a cruiserweight show, but I like it's coming to Raw though. So on Monday nights, I'm really looking forward to see some cruiserweight matches.
I have some things to say about Raw, but we can't talk about Raw because this is a SmackDown Live podcast.
Yes, already broke my own goddamn rule and jumped over the line, huh?
Um, but before we start talking about WWE right now, I want to talk about something that we just recently watched. We watched the AAA, which is the Mexican WWE, their WrestleMania called Triple Mania. Okay, it was a pretty good card. The title match wasn't in the main event. It got stopped early because some guy bled too much and was choking on his blood like a jabroni. But I'm gonna say one thing. There was a Psycho Clown versus Pagano match. Those are both Mexican wrestlers. Hair versus mask, and it was a brutal match to watch. And not because it was bad wrestling, it was because I thought somebody was gonna die.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I still haven't been able to decide yet. This is how gross this match was. Is it gave me a feeling that I don't know if I want to see more of these matches or not, because it almost got to a point to me where I was like, this is, I mean, these guys were completely covered in blood. They're throwing themselves through actual real hardwood tables, not the pre-cut ones, and going through chairs, and they're not like your cheapo WWE ones like they use. They were actual chairs. I mean, and it felt to me like any minute now I was gonna watch one of these guys die
I
at one
know
point.
it was that. It was that feel. It was.
I
It
mean,
was.
even the crowd made it like that too,
Mhm.
because the crowd was even trying to get at some of the wrestlers. I mean, one of them got, I don't know what the liquid is, but I read Jericho's book, and Jericho says that they liked the fans down there to piss in cups and throw them at wrestlers. Well, during that match, one of them just took a big face full of it, a cup of something. I'm just gonna assume it was piss to make it even grosser, and it was right under his cuts and everything.
Gross.
It
Yikes.
was. I mean, you had grandma, you had like 80-year-old sweet looking grandmas spitting on people to 3-year-old kids flipping wrestlers off.
Yep.
It was, it's completely different than the crowds that I see in Japan. Japan is like all they like all like say stuff at the same time. The whole crowd, ooh,
Oh, the
or
Mexican audience
whatever.
was going to tear the
Be
roof
like in
down.
unison, and they're
Yeah,
really
I know.
kind of proper. But yeah, the Mexicans, that one was like Escape from New York
Yeah.
in there.
And I'll tell you this: if you don't know a lot about AAA,
That's what I thought was going to happen.
what?
Um, this is how brutal this match is. I thought it might have ended like the match from Escape from New York when Snake Plissken hits Ox Baker in the back of the head with a bat full of nails and it kills him. That's what I thought was going to eventually happen, like something like that. It was getting that out of hand.
But not as out of hand as if he was in Escape from LA, because that's a far superior movie. But if you don't know a lot about AAA, I'm telling you this right now, and you watch Lucha Underground, you should watch AAA, because AAA right now is basically Lucha Underground with some old jobbers there. It's this Blue Demon guy, and then you don't know Psycho Clown and Picano, but those kind of people are the only real people that are in AAA that aren't in Lucha Underground.
And I bet you they'll probably be in Lucha Underground probably by the this time next year.
Blue Demon Jr. was on it the last.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's basically
So
what
you'll
it
probably
is.
get a Psycho Clown on Lucha Underground pretty soon.
I hope. I mean, I don't think he's garbage. I think he's really entertaining for what he does.
This is the one thing you can judge a wrestler by their skills, whatever, your own personal preference. But the one thing that I always tell people, what really gets a wrestler over is if you remember him or her, like weeks from watching them, you still remember them. It means that wrestler did a really good job. And to me, you can ask me everyone who was on the card. I know Brian Cage from Lucha Underground, who that is, because I don't watch AAA, but I watch Lucha Underground. So I recognized him, and I think Pentagon. But other than that, I don't remember. Oh, Morrison, of course, but I'm still thinking of Psycho Clown when you tell me.
Yeah.
When someone goes, "Hey, tell me what you think about that
Yep.
Triple H, Triple A, whatever the hell it's called. What would you think? What'd you think about it?" My very first thought that goes through my head is Psycho Clown. So there's something about him. Don't be surprised too if you don't see Triple H or somebody eventually
There's
try
no
to pick
way.
somebody up like that.
There's no way he wouldn't fit.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
But
it's just a memorable name and character.
if you don't even know anything of what we're talking about, you should go check out Lucha Underground. It just came on new season this week, and Lucha Underground is a great wrestling show, and I would argue the best wrestling show on TV. So,
I've never seen a bad episode.
I mean, the matches are the best, and the thing that you have to get over is their movie promos.
Yeah, you see what we have going on here is the commissioner is really up to date on Lucha Underground because he watches every episode. It's just so much, we both have jobs and it's so much time in the day, that there's so much good wrestling out there right now. It's hard to see it all and keep up to date. So he's been watching Lucha. I've been keeping an eye on Ring of Honor and NXT, and and he's been keeping an eye on Japan too.
And
so,
AAA.
yeah. But the Lucha Underground that I have seen, so I haven't seen every episode, but every episode that I have sat down and watched, I've never seen probably a match under 7 stars. Maybe 8. Nothing under that ever. Every match that they have is usually really good on Lucha Underground.
Have we talked about the luchador in the Cruiserweight Classic?
I don't think so.
Because they signed this guy that was trash compared to all these other luchadors.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. Whoever has the line down to Mexico, for the scouting Mexican talents in Mexico, either they don't have one anymore or he's doing a horrible job.
He's doing a horrible job. He has to.
I mean, come on. It was the best that we have is Del Rio. When they looked around there and it was like, what? There's a lot of better guys out there than Del Rio from Mexico right now, currently. Like, I bet you Pentagon Jr., if he was in WWE after Del Rio just left, which we'll talk about that later, that Pentagon Jr. would get way more over than Del Rio ever did.
Way more over.
Ever did in there. And so someone who's a scout, because whoever's scouting the indie scene, the European scene, and the Japanese scene are doing awesome jobs taking all their good talent from there. But the one down south, I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it used to be Rey Mysterio and he's not doing it anymore or something. I don't know.
There's going to be a raid on that talent. You're going to see all these guys that we're talking about in WWE all at once.
That just seems like that's who their next victim is, because WWE basically raided Ring of Honor. Then now they're raiding TNA.
TNA raped the hell out of Ring of Honor again.
But I'm just talking strictly WWE stamping my logic here.
By the way, FWL audience, me and Playboy CVV, we both watch TNA on a regular basis. Continue.
Damn it, he makes me. But anyways, so WWE started. They rated WCW, ECW, WCW. Then went and started to raid Ring of Honor. Then after Ring of Honor, they Japan stuff like that. Japan.
They really hurt Japan too.
European, around there, whoever's in Europe. And the only one that's left on a map of like war or whatever, the only one left is Lucha Underground for them to start taking people from, because they already have taken all their best people from everywhere else.
And
for the most part.
And Lucha Libre right now is getting more and more and more popular.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely some. They can make quick dream matches right now, because I still don't understand why WWE hasn't signed Jay Lethal yet. But imagine getting an NXT main event of Jay Lethal again versus Pentagon Jr.
And again, if you don't know who these people are, just take one look at Pentagon Jr. and you'll be hooked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they can have. Trying to think of a really good matchup for Brian Cage, because that's another one I've always wanted to see on the Raw main roster.
To sound completely crazy and wouldn't be lackluster because he's not a huge star, but I would love to see Brian versus Neville.
Neville?
That match would be off the hook.
That would be off the hook.
Or Brian versus Jericho.
Oh, if I was an actual wrestler, you have to wrestle Jericho.
Yeah.
I just have to. I would die in shame if my wrestling career went from beginning to end and I didn't at least have one match with Chris Jericho. I mean,
So, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
How screwed over do you think Paige is?
Oh, I think she's gone.
It's done?
She's done. She ain't gonna be back.
Blacklisted forever done? Think she's gonna go to TNA?
She'll do something pathetic like that. Anyways, supposedly, rumor mill is Paige quit and hired legal representation. So I don't know, went to Jacoby and Myers. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but supposedly, yeah, Del Rio's gone, and supposedly Paige quit because they're like a thing or something. But I don't know what Paige is going to do. I think that she's one of those wrestlers that came in with so much hype. I don't even know a last person who came in with that much hype of being just so over.
Paige?
Save the whole Divas thing. It was her. She was the one who was supposed to be the Divas Revolution one. She was the originator. And that was the one. Totally fail.
Well,
I mean, soon as Charlotte came up, it was they're so superior to Paige.
It wasn't because of that. It was because Paige went and did Total Divas, and it ruined her because everybody got to see how loud and stupid and annoying she is, and that immediately ruined it.
True that. It definitely is. Yeah, that's one thing I find so unappealing about Paige is just
no matter how.
I would kill myself if I have to hang around her all the time.
Yeah. Exactly. Loud, stupid, and annoying.
Yep.
Anybody who does Total Divas, it ruins their career, except for maybe,
The Bellas.
well, yeah, I guess. Because, Nikki Bella's boning John Cena. So,
What an honor.
yeah,
What an honor.
that's right, Nikki Bella.
You better be grateful.
You better be very grateful. And Eva Marie, I don't know what's going on with her, but every time I've seen her come out, it's been exciting, even though she hasn't wrestled.
I know. She's supposedly suspended. So, but they're still kind of doing stuff about her. So they're keeping her relevant. So I still think they have big plans for it. And I was actually afraid that they were going to just drop this whole thing because Eva Marie is not that great of a wrestler, and that she was just getting pushed, and she did the old Jack Swagger like he did when he was getting pushed, and
That was worse with Swagger because he had the belt.
he was going into WrestleMania
Yeah.
to beat Del Rio for the belt.
Yeah. He had it.
But,
What an idiot. But, yeah, I think even Marie is going to get over hard.
yeah, they're really trying with her, and you know what? Her intro, like I said, you remember stuff. I bet you everybody remembers Eva Marie's entrance, even like months afterwards during an episode or something. It's just a cool entrance.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
cool entrance.
Really cool
I really
intro.
like it. So if she would learn how to either some really better ring psychology, so she doesn't have to be that great of a wrestler, but make stuff actually look like it hurts, or something, just a little bit more. She'll instant, perfect heel.
Boom. She needs a manager and never, ever, ever needs to actually wrestle but win all of her matches.
That'd be that.
Like 10-second shenanigan wins every single time
Yeah.
for about 3 months.
Oh my God.
How
that'd be good.
furious would everybody be?
They'd be so furious that's why I'm laughing. I'm finding it really funny.
Yeah, yeah. Naomi had a pretty cool intro now too.
Well, yeah, her intro's cool, but I don't like her. I don't like her attire or anything. I don't know. Just I got really no opinion of it except I'm kind of tired of Naomi.
Here's my opinion on the
Does
intro.
Does she still have the finishing move of the butthole to the face?
I don't think she's doing that anymore.
Man, that ruined everything. With
Yeah,
her.
it's stupid. But here's my opinion with that. It's an awesome intro, but let me just tell you this: by the time that intro got done, I would be throwing up in the ring.
Yeah.
So
It's like a Mojo Riley entrance.
yeah,
Yeah, he's about ready to throw up now because it's a little bit farther to run down the aisle from show on Raw than it is on NXT.
yeah.
I think the ring's bigger too, so he runs around in a circle,
Oh yeah.
throws up, and gets back into the ring.
And so then we have Carmella going heel. What do you think about that? I mean, I think she's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah, and she's young wrestler. I'm not gonna say I don't like her. They're really working on character development with her. She has good character, but I just don't know if this whole thing's working with her. But what she's doing now. But they're obviously are investing a lot in her. For a reason. So they like her.
I think it's much better that she's heel because it wasn't working even a little bit as a face.
Yeah, but
So
I don't think she's good, but she's just a young wrestler, and I think they're just experimenting with their character right now.
I honestly think she's a guy. So then we have Nikki Bella and Natalia, same old, and those are all the people in that Divas title match at Backlash. Who's going over?
Who's going to be the first Divas champion?
Or the women's champion.
Or whatever the hell it's called. Nikki Bella.
Wow, really?
Yep, just like
Oh,
her
wait.
man John Cena.
Wait, we forgot Becky Lynch too.
What about Becky Lynch?
She's in that match.
Yeah, it says right there at the very end.
I know, but she's in the women's match. So you still think she's going over because we didn't talk about her.
Yep, Nikki Bella. It's Cena. Cena probably made a deal with McMahon. Here's my conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theories again, and I should have like some music right after I go dun dun dun. I got one for you. The reason why Nikki Bella's going over is because John Cena wouldn't job to AJ Styles unless he goes, I'll job to him. But when Nikki comes back, she automatically wins that title.
Oh God.
Deal or I'm not jobbing. Deal? All right.
By the way,
Leaves out.
Alexa Bliss is also in the match. We forgot to talk about her.
Heard it here first.
Alexa Bliss is just a person. Who cares? She has no charisma, really. She's way too small to be believable as a tough wrestler.
Well, I like Alexa Bliss.
I have no problem with her, but she's like 5 foot tall and like 100 pounds. She makes Carmella look like a monster.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's just a little.
But so did AJ Lee at one time.
But this is not that time of the women's wrestler where people are AJ Lee's side, and she's not even close to as good as AJ.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I think they moved her up way too soon. I think they moved up Carmella too soon too. That's just my opinion. I think those two should actually still be in NXT right now, and they should be like chasing Asuka for that belt.
Asuka's scary. Apparently, she kicks the girls so hard that they have bruises on their boobs. That's the thing back then or back there. All right, I'm hoping Natalya wins the title.
Why just to piss everybody off, or
I don't know.
You don't know? Just one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm really really hoping for. So, what is better on SmackDown? AJ Styles as of late, or Heath Slater and Rhino?
That's a hard question. Oh man, I don't know, because those are the only two right now I really look forward to watching on SmackDown. And that's not saying that SmackDown's bad either.
And Rhino is killing it right now.
Without even saying anything, hardly, dude. Yeah. I'm liking this Trailer Park Trash Rhino. And, yeah, Meet the Slaters vignettes and stuff, the two of them that he had, were really good. I mean, they were good on almost as good as a, shall I say, Brother Nero.
Oh, come on. That's not that good. Not that good.
It is.
Not. It's not that good.
I don't know, but also I like AJ Styles on the mic. Man, I was saying last time, I don't know where all these mic skills came from him, because he wasn't even close to being this good on the mic anywhere else I've seen him. And that was the main reason I was afraid when AJ Styles came to WWE. I thought they're gonna Apollo Crews him. Because he wasn't going to get over, because he has these cool moves but doesn't really do it on the mic. But that dude, he's up there. He's like way up there now. He's really good.
How great is it that he's making the announcers announce him as the face that runs the place? AJ Styles.
It is awesome. It is awesome. I'm loving AJ Styles right now. I really am. I have my actual favorite wrestler right now going is Kevin Owens. I just like everything that he does. But if Kevin really, really close second place, and he's tied at second place, is AJ Styles just killing it. And of course, everyone has to like Seth Rollins. So
I don't even know how that can be a comparison, because one person's on SmackDown and the other people are on Raw. So
I still, it takes some practice to get used to not being able to cross over and talk about that. But anyways, on SmackDown for sure, freaking AJ Styles is my favorite wrestler going right now. But man, Heath Slater's vignettes have been so awesome, and
dude, it's such a perfect tag team.
It is. I'm liking this. I'm hoping they win the titles, but I'm hearing rumors that heel Usos are going to win the titles, and they're going to have American Alpha chase them. That's the rumors that I'm hearing.
Okay, well, let's get into this. So we have the Usos wrestling the Hype Bros to see who gets to move on in the tournament.
Okay, Usos will win that.
Do you think the Usos?
Yep.
Usos will win?
Yep.
I think that the Hype Bros are going to win.
Okay.
And then they're going to injure somebody in the Hype Bros.
Oh, that'd be a cool storyline.
Yep, and they're going to be back in it.
I would way prefer for that to happen. I really would.
So it's just if they're gonna go heel, might as well go over the top, right?
Yeah.
So whoever wins that match is gonna go on to wrestle Heath Slater and Rhino, and regardless, Heath Slater and Rhino are gonna win, because Heath Slater and Rhino are gonna win the whole thing.
Okay. Internet is saying heel Usos win. I really want Slater and Rhino to win.
Yeah.
And so just to give Slater and Rhino some good juju, I'm saying Slater and Rhino win.
Slater and Rhino. It's a unanimous decision here at the FWL Studios. First time,
Come on, Slater
only
and
time.
Rhino.
That's,
Maybe they just win it for one day. That was enough to get him his contract. Then lose it the next day at the Usos.
so,
I wouldn't want that to happen, but I'm like, if they...
no way. I think that the Usos, if they do advance, which they probably will, to wrestle Heath Slater and Rhino, the Usos are going to lose because American Alpha is going to make sure they lose. That's probably what's really going to happen.
Yeah, that makes sense, too.
So let me ask you a question.
But I just want to say one thing about Heath Slater.
Huh.
SmackDown, I know this is all storyline and all this stuff, but he better be signed to SmackDown. He belongs on SmackDown. He's been getting really, really, really good coverage and everything on SmackDown. He's not a Raw guy right now, in my opinion. He just kind of would get, anywhere else, he just wouldn't get over as much as he's getting over here on SmackDown.
They were chanting at the Meet the Slaters, buy her a tongue for Heath Slater's daughter who has no tongue, and if he wins the championship, he's going to buy her a tongue. The crowd was chanting that.
Dude, Slater right now with SmackDown, if he stays on SmackDown, they give him a good push. Then he's going to get like a huge pop if they keep the brands separated when he eventually goes to Raw, like maybe in a few years or something. If they play their cards right here with Slater. But right now, Slater's exactly where he needs to be, and he's been getting really over, and everyone's been remembering his vignettes. And
they've been doing a good job of making Heath Slater not irrelevant after how much they've jobbed him over and over again. And I salute the WWE for that, but there's somebody else who's falling in that category very fast, and that guy's name is Bray Wyatt. Sure, he has great promos, but he's falling into the pit of irrelevance because he has a match, and you never believe that he's going to be able to win that match. I mean, I don't even remember the last time he's won a one-on-one match at a pay-per-view, do you?
No, and you know what? He's going to lose this match against Randy Orton, too.
I mean,
and you're absolutely right.
So obvious.
I mean, what do you think Randy Orton's going to job to Brock Lesnar that bad and then have another match on another pay-per-view following his loss to Lesnar like that? I mean, he lost to Lesnar like a bitch.
Yeah.
So he has to get some manhood kind of back to get going again. And there's no way he's not going over on Bray Wyatt.
How can you even take this match seriously?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's literally no doubt in my mind that Bray Wyatt's losing.
I think that WWE has so mishandled Bray Wyatt, so mishandled him, because they basically use him as a springboard to other people, and they just assume that he's still going to be way over just because he has the coolest entrance and character for like ever. You know what I mean?
He's not. He's slipping into irrelevance. And they're just wasting it.
Yep.
He's going to turn into King Jobber. Pretty soon he's going to be in pie matches or, Thanksgiving brawls.
Oh, man. If it gets that bad, that's going to be very sad.
That's where it's going.
Man.
That's where it's going. If he can't win ever, literally, I can't remember the last time he's won a one-on-one match at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know I had him on my team. I have him this year on my team. I got him in the Royal Rumble, which means I automatically got him on my team for the following year. But when I actually picked Bray Wyatt for one of the years where it looked like he was about ready to explode.
Yeah.
And because he was just starting that feud with John Cena and everything. And I had him on my team. I think through the whole year, I think he only won one match for the whole year.
It's a King Jobber. That's what it's going to be. I told you, Thanksgiving matches, Santa Claus brawls. He'll be dressed up like Santa. And then he'll get beat up by Mick Foley, who's also dressed up like Santa. That's what's going to happen. That's where it's heading.
That is so funny.
So do you think that it would work with Daniel Bryan and The Miz on Talkin' Smack after SmackDown a few weeks ago?
No.
No? You think it was like legit? It did seem like The Miz lost his shit.
I think it was legit. I really think that they don't like each other. I mean, I remember, I don't know if you remember because you weren't watching NXT back then when NXT wasn't really a league; it was like a show. You know, where they were like, if you won the show, you got to come to the main roster, and Daniel Bryan was coached by the Miz, and it made everybody mad because they were like, seriously, Daniel Bryan. These people who knew Daniel Bryan and stuff was like, Daniel Bryan's been wrestling since he's been like, I don't know, they're like 17 years old and this and that. He's a way better wrestler already than the Miz. Miz shouldn't be coaching him at all. Should be the other way around. And I think it got legitimate heat with them too.
Maybe. Well, let me just tell you this with the Miz thing. That happening, the Miz turned some internet fans around.
Yeah, I mean,
to the point where it's like, yeah, what the hell? Daniel Bryan's a goddamn sellout. He said he'd go back and wrestle at indie places.
Yep.
So fuck Daniel Bryan. That's what they've been saying.
Well, it's true.
So it's just like, well,
it's true. But you want to know what it did with me with the Miz? Because before this promo that happened, or this whatever, if it was a work or a shoot or what was going on there, you would say the Miz to me, and I would be like, bleh, I don't even care about the Miz. It was so irrelevant, so boring. But right after this happened, I'm back on board. I'm with the Miz again. I like the Miz. I'm like, okay, doing some good heel work. And I have some people are saying he's always been that way. And I'm just noticing it now, how good of a heel he has always been.
You can be that good of a heel, but you can't just do the same thing over and over and over and over again because it gets stale and irrelevant. Because sure, you can be good at it, but if I come out to the ring every single time and say, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm the guy, people are going to get sick of it. Yep. So you got to do something different. And the Miz did something different, and then that's what made it a little, better. Yep. And with that being said, the Miz has held on to the Intercontinental title for how long? He's not the longest because that was
Honky
Tonk Man, right? But I think it would be an absolute disaster if they made him drop that belt to Dolph Ziggler at the pay-per-view. And on top of things, I feel like if he did drop the belt to Dolph Ziggler, that would solidify the fact that the Talking Smack thing was absolutely not a work, and he's being punished for it.
I think Miz is winning this match.
I think so too.
Miz is winning this match, and they're going to continue to harp on Ziggler about he blew it against Ambrose, now he blew it against the Miz, and they're just going to turn him heel after that and try to do something a little different with Dolph Ziggler, see if they can finally get him over. But they've already ruined Ziggler like they're going to ruin Bray Wyatt.
Dolph Ziggler needs to go to NXT.
Yeah,
He needs to repackage. Something's not right with him.
He can repackage a little bit and get relevant again as a heel, but
he needs to go away for a while first.
Yes.
He can't just transition. He has to go away. You got to forget about him a little bit and forget about how much of a jobber he's been. And he's not good on the microphone.
Have him make a out until now into repackage him Royal Rumble entrance that nobody knows of, and he does something really heelish during the Royal Rumble.
Maybe. So there's no kickoff match scheduled. So what do you think it could be?
Something to do probably with Baron Corbin or Apollo Crews.
I hope it's not them wrestling each other again. How many times are they going to wrestle each other? Baron Corbin's definitely missing on this card.
Yeah, he is. But you know what? He's they're still doing a good push with him though, because he had a really pretty good match with Dean Ambrose that he didn't job. It ended in a no contest or something, and it had all three, him, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose brawling at the end, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, he's not on the card. I don't know why, but I still think that's not a bad sign, really, necessarily. For him.
Somebody's coming back. I bet.
Maybe.
I hope. Oh God, I hope it's not the new guy. Oh, what's his name? The guy who's making his comeback.
Shelton Benjamin?
No, there's somebody else. There's somebody so irrelevant that I can't even remember who it was.
Oh, don't remind me, because you just reminded me of Test not too long ago, and I got drained him from my head already, and now he's back in it.
Oh, come on. They've been doing vignettes on Smackdown for him.
I'm drawing a blank.
Kurt Hawkins or something like that.
Oh yeah, Kurt
It's
Hawkins.
better not be him versus Apollo Crews or something like that. Oh, better not. It better be Baron Corbin just crushing some jobber. That's probably what it's going to be. So
Hopefully.
what? Yeah. So Baron Corbin had the match with Dean Ambrose on SmackDown, and they tore it down, and Baron Corbin did not lose. So
Right.
does that mean that he could possibly be in the picture for a title shot soon?
Um, I wouldn't look. Me personally, I wouldn't look for him to be in the actual title picture until at least next year.
Next year.
After WrestleMania and stuff.
So since we're talking about the title picture,
Mm-hmm.
you think AJ's going over Dean Ambrose at the pay per view?
Yes, I do.
I hope so.
Yes, I do. This show, I told you before we were talking that when AJ Styles got drafted to SmackDown, that this would end up being the AJ Styles show. I said he's gonna, and it has been. This is like his damn show. He is the
Oh, yeah.
highlight. Is AJ Styles.
And at one point in time, do you think Cena's going to come back?
Yes, Cena's gonna come back and definitely go over on AJ Styles.
You don't think he's going to cost him at the pay per view?
No.
No? You think AJ's going over?
Yep.
Clean?
Yep.
I agree.
And he's going over clean, and then he'll lose the title to John Cena.
Wow, that would be such a disaster.
But
I think John Cena should come back and then get a title match and then lose again to AJ.
I want that too. But I'm just calling. I would really want that too, but I'm just calling AJ Styles dropping the belt eventually to returning John Cena.
How long do you think that's going to be?
WrestleMania.
That's a long ways away. But for purely unselfish reasons, now I think that John Cena should definitely go over. And this match should be in the main event.
There you go.
Well, that's just about it. That was the whole card we got for you. They'll probably have more matches, but they haven't posted them, so that's it.
Yep.
See ya.
Later.